We have many fine women. To become Aronyu, hunter, you must choose your own acclaim, and he must choose you.
I know who you are, Peter Quill, and I am not some starry-eyed waif here to succumb to your pelvic sorcery!
Is Commander Spock on board, sir?
Safely and soundly.
Please notify him that his device has successfully detonated.
We are receiving a distress signal from the USS Kobayashi Maru. The ship has lost power and it's stranded. Starfleet Command has ordered us to rescue them.
Didn't let me do anything. I chose this, remember? I chose this.
Do you believe me if I told you this wasn't the life I had imagined when I was a child?
I can't tell you. I have to go alone. They don't know you, Eric, and they don't like strangers. Okay. How about showing some interest in something other than the way she looks?
There seems like a character.
Yes, she is. And I feel like she's like a fine wine. The older she gets, the better she is.
The freer she is?
No, I thank God she's a little more conservative now. But back then, my mom was, she would go to topless beaches. I mean, she would be topless in beaches where you weren't supposed to be topless.
Really?
And when you're growing up to be like a teenager, that's like you're embarrassed and you're feeling uncomfortable in your own body, and here's your mom like, hi, hello, like super free.
Where were these beaches that your mother was?
In Dominican Republic, we're like, Azalia, this isn't Ibiza. This is Dominican Republic. They're all Catholic here. Let's not do this. But she was like, I don't care.
What happens when Hollywood's most successful actress can walk into a coffee shop without being recognized?
I can take my kids to a coffee shop, and I'll be recognized, of course, sometimes, and sometimes I won't.
Zoe Saldan holds a record that would make any actor's jaw drop. She starred in 4 films that grossed over $2 billion each, including the top 3 highest-grossing movies of all time.
I blinked, and I was a part of the biggest franchises worldwide, and they've given me so much. But I still wanted to explore more.
But here's the twist. Most people wouldn't pick her out of a lineup. And before you finish this video, you'll discover the role that nearly destroyed her career and the recent controversy that has the internet divided.
I should have never accepted the part. I am Black. Nobody will ever tell me how to be Black.
Stick around, because the final revelation about her Oscar win will leave you speechless.
I don't share your opinion. For me, the heart of this movie was not Mexico. We weren't making a film about a country. We were making a film about 4 women.
Born on June 19, 1978, in Passaic, New Jersey, Zoe Saldan Nazario entered a world that would eventually bend to her talent, though the path would be anything but straightforward. Her father, Aridio, was Dominican. Her mother, Azalia, half Dominican and half Puerto Rican. Growing up in Queens, New York, young Zoe spoke Spanish before English, living in a bilingual household where Caribbean culture thrived in every corner.
Even though I was born in the States and I grew up partially in the States, I still have a very Caribbean aspect to my character that I don't think before I speak.
But tragedy struck when Zoe was just 9 years old. Her father died in a car accident, a loss so profound it would shape everything she became.
When you experience loss early in your life, it marks you as a person, it defines you as a person, and for the good and sometimes for the not so good.
After the accident, Zoe and her sisters, Cicely and Marielle, were sent to live with their late father's family in the Dominican Republic, while their mother remained in New York, working multiple jobs to afford their private school education.
Pray for God to guide them and to make their dreams come true. And Zoe's dreams were very, very big, so I prayed harder for her.
It was in the Dominican Republic that Zoe discovered dance, enrolling in the ECOS Espacio de Danza Academy. Ballet became her obsession, her escape, her language when words failed. But Zoe faced a harsh reality. She didn't have the feet for professional ballet, as she would later tell Vanity Fair. Too proud to settle for the corps de ballet, too ambitious to be background, she made a decision that would redirect her entire future. She quit ballet. Yet that training, those years of discipline and body control, would become the foundation of a career she hadn't even imagined yet. In 1995, something shifted. Zoe joined the Faces Theater Group in Brooklyn, then the New York Youth Theater. When she performed in their production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, a talent agency noticed. They saw something special. That led to her first on-screen appearance in 1999, a guest spot on Law and Order.
She don't hardly see Gabriel, except to make another stupid baby. I take care of myself. I don't like him because she lets him beat her when she's all pregnant like that.
And then her breakthrough film role in Center Stage in 2000.
She heard you. We all heard you. You don't have to speak to her like that. Anyone can see she's working her ass off.
That's enough.
Where she played ballet student Eva Rodriguez. The girl who couldn't make it as a professional ballerina was now playing one on screen. Then came 2002 and a phone call that would make industry insiders roll their eyes. Britney Spears was making a movie called Crossroads.
For 2 months, my mama wasn't around to pick on me for being fat. Being fat is just unacceptable to her.
And Zoe Saldan was cast opposite the pop princess.
Oh my gosh, years ago. I should watch it again, but I have a hard time watching myself.
Where am I? Louisiana.
So I just don't.
Critics savaged the film, calling it everything from forgettable to painful, but audiences didn't care. Crossroads made $61 million worldwide, and Zoe's performance showed glimpses of the star she would become. That same year, she starred in Drumline alongside Nick Cannon.
My parents are paying for my education, and to them, dance is not a real major.
Proving she could hold her own in ensemble casts. In 2003, she landed a role in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Captain Sparrow. The Black Pearl is yours.
The Curse of the Black Pearl is Anna Maria, the pirate who confronts Jack Sparrow for stealing her ship. The film exploded into a massive franchise. But here's where things get interesting. Zoe was supposed to return for the sequels. Plans were made, contracts were discussed, then nothing. When the cast filmed the final scene of Dead Man's Chest, they were told an old friend was returning, led to believe it would be Zoe. Instead, it was Jeffrey Rush. Zoe never reprised her role, and to this day she's never explained why. From 2004 to 2008, Zoe worked steadily but hadn't found that career-defining role. She appeared in The Terminal with Tom Hanks as Dolores Torres, an immigration officer.
You cannot get a visa without a passport, and you cannot get a new passport without a country. There's nothing we can do for you here.
And, wait for it, a huge Star Trek fan. That detail would become significant sooner than anyone realized. She starred in Haven.
You don't want to see anybody. Have you ever been in love?
Guess Who, with Ashton Kutcher, Premium, After Sex, and the action thriller Vantage Point. Good roles, solid work, but nothing that screamed superstar. Then came 2009, the year everything changed. Director J.J. Abrams was rebooting Star Trek, and he wanted Zoe Saldan as Nyota Uhura. She met with Nichelle Nichols, the original Uhura, to understand the character's legacy. Her mother, a massive Star Trek fan, left voicemails throughout filming with advice. Steven Spielberg had taught her the Vulcan salute 5 years earlier on the set of The Terminal, as if the universe was preparing her. Star Trek opened in May 2009 and earned $385.7 million worldwide. Zoe wasn't just in a hit, she was part of a cultural phenomenon. But before anyone could catch their breath, December 2009 arrived with James Cameron's Avatar. Zoe played Neytiri, the indigenous Na'vi hunter, in a role that required extensive performance capture work. She learned archery, horseback riding without a saddle, and how to ride. And here's where it gets weird. Very tall stuntmen with saddles on them, because that's how they filmed the Ikran riding scenes before CGI took over.
Not professional, but I learned archery and to ride a horse without a saddle and like really big Frisian, those big Scottish horses.
Avatar didn't just succeed, it obliterated every box office record in existence, earning $2.7 billion worldwide to become the highest grossing film of all time. It was nominated for 10 Saturn Awards and won all 10. Zoe won Saturn Award for Best Actress, a rare achievement for an all-CG character. But here's what haunted her through all this success. She was the lead in the biggest movie ever made, yet she could take her kids to a coffee shop and sometimes not be recognized at all. The green skin, the motion capture technology, it gave her something rare in Hollywood: anonymity. Success without the suffocating spotlight. In 2010, she gained weight to carry weapons for 8 hours a day while filming The Losers, then appeared in Takers, Death at a Funeral, and became the face of Calvin Klein's Envy line. In 2011, she starred as assassin Catalea Restrepo in Colombiana.
You didn't let me do anything. I chose this, remember? I chose this.
Critics trashed the film, but praised Zoe's fierce performance. In 2012, she appeared in The Words alongside Bradley Cooper.
But you're missing out.
The film flopped, but Zoe and Bradley began a relationship that would last until January 2013. That same year, she reprised Uhura in Star Trek Into Darkness, which became the highest-grossing film in the entire Star Trek franchise at $467 million worldwide. Then in March 2013, 3 months after her split from Bradley Cooper, Zoe met Italian artist Marco Perego. 3 months later, yes, 3 months, they married in a secret ceremony in London. But here's what made headlines. Marco took her surname. He became Marco Perego-Saldaña, and she became Zoe Saldaña Perego. In 2014, Zoe joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy. Unlike Neytiri, Gamora was achieved with makeup rather than CGI, and Zoe portrayed the character with a perfect balance of deadpan humor and warrior fierceness. The film became the third highest-grossing MCU film at the time, and the highest-grossing superhero film of 2014, earning $773 million worldwide. She was nominated for Critics' Choice Movie Award for Best Actress in an Action Movie and Favorite Action Movie Actress at the People's Choice Awards. That same year, she starred in and co-produced Rosemary's Baby, a 4-hour television miniseries adaptation of Ira Levine's horror novel. She was also recognized by Elle magazine during the Women in Hollywood Awards for her achievements in film. On November 27, 2014, Zoe gave birth to twin boys, Cy Oridio and Bowie Ezio Perego-Saldaña, named after artist Cy Twombly and singer David Bowie. 7 months later, she was back on set filming Star Trek Beyond, juggling motherhood with a demanding career. But then came 2016, and the role that would haunt her for years. Nina, an unauthorized biography of jazz legend and civil rights icon Nina Simone, cast Zoe in the title role. The backlash was immediate and brutal. Zoe, a light-skinned Afro-Latina woman, wore skin-darkening makeup and a prosthetic nose to play Simone, a dark-skinned black woman who was famously proud of her features and fought against Eurocentric beauty standards. Nina Simone's family and estate condemned the casting. The film depicted Simone's rise to fame and relationship with manager Clifton Henderson, but critics called it a prime example of colorism in Hollywood. Zoe initially defended her choice, but the attacks intensified. She felt bullied, isolated, scared. Then came the growth, the painful realization that good intentions don't erase harm. In August 2020, 4 years after the film's release, Zoe publicly apologized, saying, quote, "I should have never accepted the part. She deserved better." She stopped listening to Nina Simone's music because the guilt was too heavy. December 12, 2016 brought happier news. Her third son, Zen Perego-Saldaña, was born. 2 months later, she was filming Avengers: Infinity War, once again proving her ability to balance motherhood with blockbuster filmmaking. In 2017, she returned as Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which earned $863 million worldwide. She also appeared in I Kill Giants, filmed while 8 months pregnant with Zen, and voiced Captain Seleno in My Little Pony, the movie. That July, she revealed something she'd been managing quietly for years. She has Hashimoto's thyroiditis, an autoimmune disease that also affects her mother and sisters. To combat it, she and Marco follow a strict gluten-free and dairy-free diet. Her body crashes when she doesn't follow the diet. Her thyroid and platelets plummeted after giving birth to her twins, requiring intense lifestyle changes. Exercise took a backseat to nutrition, yoga replaced intense workout, and sometimes just playing actively with her 3 boys became her fitness routine. Also in 2017, Zoe founded BESE, a digital media platform designed to combat the lack of diversity in mainstream media with a focus on positive Latino stories. She serves as CEO and editor-in-chief, using her platform to amplify underrepresented voices. On May 3, 2018, Zoe received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. James Cameron and her longtime friend Mila Kunis spoke at the ceremony, celebrating a woman who had quietly become one of Hollywood's most successful actresses. Then came the Avengers double punch. Avengers: Infinity War in 2018 earned $2.048 billion, making it the 4th highest grossing film of all time. A year later, Avengers: Endgame shattered records with $2.799 billion, becoming the 2nd highest grossing film ever. Zoe appeared in both as Gamora, though in Endgame she played an alternate version of the character from a different timeline. That detail would become crucial for her final MCU appearance. In 2021, Zoe starred in 2 Netflix productions, voicing Rosita in the animated musical Vivo and playing the titular character together in Maya and the Three. That year, she also officially reclaimed the correct spelling of her surname, Saldaña, after her manager had advised her to change it before her first movie center stage in 2000. Maya and the Three marked the first time she was credited as Zoe Saldan. December 2022 brought Avatar: The Way of Water, the sequel 13 years in the making. Zoe and the cast had shot it back-to-back with the third film years earlier, learning to free dive and hold their breath underwater for extended periods. She performed vocals for the original song, The Song Chord, on the film soundtrack. The Way of Water earned $2.3 billion worldwide, becoming the third highest-grossing film of all time. With that film, Zoe achieved something unprecedented. She became the only actress in history to star in the top 3 highest-grossing films of all time. 4 of the 7 highest-grossing films ever made feature Zoe Saldaña. Her films have grossed more than $15 billion worldwide. In 2023, she began starring in the Paramount Plus series Special Ops: Lioness, created by Taylor Sheridan of Yellowstone fame. She plays a CIA station chief in the lead role, juggling motherhood with a demanding covert operations job. Working alongside Nicole Kidman and Morgan Freeman, Zoe finally had that bucket list moment she'd been waiting for. She also reprised Gamora one final time in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, bringing closure to the alternate timeline version of the character. It was her last appearance in the MCU, ending a 9-year run in one of cinema's most successful franchises. But 2024 and 2025 would bring her greatest triumph and her most controversial moment since Nina. French director Jacques Audiard cast Zoe in Emilia Perez, a musical crime film about a Mexican cartel leader who transitions and seeks redemption. Zoe played Rita Mora Castro, a high-powered junior criminal defense attorney. At the 2024 Cannes Film Festival, Zoe and her co-stars Carla Sofia Gascon, Selena Gomez, and Adriana Paz shared the Best Actress award. Then the awards kept coming: BAFTA, Golden Globe, Screen Actors Guild, and on March 2, 2025, the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Zoe became the first Dominican-American actress to win an Oscar. During her Oscar acceptance speech, Zoe referred to herself as a, quote, a Dominican woman, sparking conversations about her self-identification and a perceived pattern of benefiting from being perceived as Black, while sometimes distancing herself from Blackness in personal statement.
We were making a film about 4 women. And these women could have been Russian, could have been Dominican, could have been Black from Detroit, could have been from Israel, could have been from Gaza.
But that controversy would pale in comparison to what came next. Critics, including Mexican journalist and cinematographer Rodrigo Prieto, slammed Emilia Perez for its inauthentic portrayal of Mexico and its drug war issues. Zoe apologized to those who felt offended, but maintained the film came from a place of love and was about friendship, not representing an entire country. Then her co-star Carla Sofia Gascon's past social media posts resurfaced anti-Muslim, anti-diversity, and racist language, including comments about George Floyd. Zoe publicly condemned the rhetoric, stating she was sad and disappointed, and emphasizing she has no tolerance for bigotry. LGBTQ+ advocacy group GLAAD also criticized the film as a profoundly retrograde portrayal of a trans woman and a, quote, step backward for trans representation. Despite the controversy, or perhaps because of it, Emilia Perez has become one of the most talked about films of the year, keeping Zoe's name in headlines. Currently, she's preparing for Avatar 3, titled Avatar: Fire and Ash, set to release December 19, 2025, introducing the Mangkuan clan, the Ash people who manipulate fire as their element. She's also attached to appear in Avatar 4 and Avatar 5, scheduled for 2029 and 2031 respectively. Additionally, she voiced a character in Pixar's science fiction adventure Elio, released in 2025.
I'm in this place where I have nothing. Not my people, not my forest.
As of late 2025, Zoe Saldaña's net worth is estimated at around $60 million. Impressive, yet somehow modest for someone whose films have earned $15 billion worldwide. She's the second highest grossing lead actress and second highest grossing actress overall in history. Yet her wealth doesn't reflect the unprecedented box office success she's achieved. Perhaps that's because she spent most of her career painted blue or green, hidden behind CGI and makeup, never quite getting the leading lady treatment reserved for actresses whose faces fill every poster. Today, Zoe lives between New York City and Los Angeles with Marco and their 3 sons. Psy and Bowie are now 11. Zen is 9. She manages her Hashimoto's through strict diet and yoga, prioritizing her family's health alongside her career. She speaks Spanish, English, and Italian at home, raising her boys to be multilingual citizens of the world. Time magazine named her one of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2023, recognizing not just her box office dominance, but her work advocating for diversity, supporting Finca International's microfinance efforts, and amplifying underrepresented voices through BEC. She endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris for president, participates in voter registration efforts, and in October 2023, signed the No Hostage Left Behind open letter in support of Israelis and Palestinians living side by side in peace. She's received the National Order of Arts and Letters from the French government, been awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and continues to redefine what success looks like for women of color in Hollywood.
That can be misinterpreted, that can be misconstrued in media, and all of a sudden, it's a representation of myself that I didn't really feel that I was a part of.
But here's what nobody talks about: the loneliness of being the most successful actress nobody recognizes. The strange reality of breaking every box office record while walking through airports unnoticed. The burden of representing so much to so many people while still being told you're not quite white enough, not quite black enough, not quite Latina enough, not quite American enough. She's navigated an industry that wanted to limit her, overcome her own missteps with Nina Simone, faced down autoimmune disease, buried her father at 9 years old, raised 3 boys while filming underwater for Avatar and swinging through space for Guardians, and somehow emerged on the other side with an Oscar, $15 billion in box office success, and the quiet dignity of someone who knows exactly who she is, even when the world can't decide for her.